Eta for telling my husband he's too broke to be so sexist. So my husband comes from a traditional family. Mum's a Sam, father was sole provider. I come from the opposite. My mother pretty much forbade from ever being financially dependent on a man and drilled that into me early on. My husband worked hard to unlearn the values he saw replicated at home. He, often more than, pulled his weight at home, was an engaged and present father and a genuine partner. The one thing that grinds my gears is how much weight he puts on the opinions of his family. I get that we all want our parents to be proud of us, but this is too much. My ILs are staying with us for 2 weeks. Our usual MO is I prep breakfast, we all eat lunch at work, Shark School, and my husband makes dinner. We have a cleaner, but she's on holiday, so in the meantime, we're DIYing the cleaning where it's down to everyone to keep their space clean and common spaces we all clean. This is how we've always done it, and it works. My ILs hate that I'm one of those modern women. They hate that I work. They hate that I don't find my purpose in being a wife and mother, and they hate that my husband pulls his weight at home. We spoke pretty frankly early on, where I established my boundaries and told them I won't be chastised about how I live my life in my home. When I am a guest in their home, I accommodate their ways and play the DIL they wish I was. They have, for the most part, respected this. I got home yesterday after work tired and starving. I typically get home 15:30, and we eat at 1900. I said quick hellos and ran up for a pre-dinner shower. When I came down, I went to the kitchen to help set up for dinner and found nothing ready. I asked my husband about it, but he wouldn't look at me, and his mother answered that he hadn't cooked anything. She told me I needed to do my duty as a wife and cook for my family. My coward of a husband still wasn't looking at me. I just walked away and ordered takeaway. I dished up for me and my kids, and we sat at the table to eat. My husband and his parents served themselves and joined us. My MIL was still going on about what was wrong with me and why I was a failure. I asked my husband if he had anything to say. He said his mother had a point and it wouldn't hurt if I acted more like a proper woman and took better care of my home and children. He said tradition was tradition for a reason, and it was kind of insulting that I thought I was too good for how he was raised. This is where I might be the asshole. I told him tradition won't allow a man on 35K to support a family of 5, and he was too broke to be so sexist. He looked hurt, and I saw tears welling in his eyes. He excused himself from the table. I regret saying this in front of our children, but him saying that to me after I'm busting my ass to clean up his mess on top of having to deal with his parents was too much for me. Ada. Ate for tricking my brother into selling me his half of our childhood home, then demolishing it. My mom and dad divorced when I was young. My brother loved the fact that our mom had no rules for him, so he went with her. I abided by the custody agreement because I had no choice in the matter. My mom loves us both, but she dotes on my brother like he farts perfume. My dad kept the house. He had to buy my mom out. It was an old house built in 1953. It had old wiring and was really less than suitable for modern life. What it did have, though, was a huge yard that was great growing up. My dad passed away during COVID. He left everything equally between my brother and I. I wanted the house. I told my brother that we should tear it down and put in infill housing like that neighborhood is zoned for. He just wanted money. I bought out his half of the house at the market value. It was sold as a teardown. He took the money and bought a car and went on a vacation. He still has money left. Then I had the house demolished and built a fourplex. Each unit has 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, a small yard, and a garage. I kept 1 unit for myself and rent each of the other units for $2,000 a month. My mortgage is $1,800 a month for the entire thing, so basically, I live free and bank $4,000 a month. My brother is pissed that I didn't give him a unit to live in for him since it was his home too. I actually offered to sell him one at cost, and he said, "No, I'm lost." I offered him a partnership. I paid a fair price. I offered to sell him a unit. I did everything to try and be fair. He thinks I tricked him because I get free money every month. Our mom said she would be cutting me out of her will and giving everything to him if I didn't give him a unit or the income from one. I agreed that was fair and said that I would no longer feel the need to contribute to her upkeep or retirement when the time came. I am being bombarded by the 2 of them, but I took the risks. I took on the debt. This is my money now. ATA for telling my friend she needs to be more comfortable around other people's bodies. I, 18F, live with my flatmate, Ella. Our flat has 2 bedrooms, but the ceiling of her room collapsed a couple days ago. She was not there at the time, thank God. And I have a double bed, so she's been sleeping in my room until it's successfully mended, which, knowing our landlord, will be at the last possible moment. Yesterday evening, I got changed to go to bed. Ella was in the room, at my desk, doing some revision, but I didn't really think that it would impact her. I did say that I was going to get changed, and she didn't seem to care. I don't wear a bra to sleep, so I took it off before putting on my pajama shirt. My bare chest was visible for maybe 10 seconds at most, and she screamed and accused me of flashing her. I kind of laughed at her response because it was unexpected and asked her why this was so dramatic. She said it was really inappropriate for me to be topless around someone else, and that she couldn't believe I had been so disrespectful. It's probably cultural differences. I live in the UK, but until I was 13, I lived in the Netherlands, and there the human form is not kept secret or demonized. I've seen my family members naked, and I'm not uncomfortable around bodies. We all have one, after all. I apologized, but said that I didn't understand why it was disrespectful, as it's not as if I was doing anything sexual. It was a genuine question, but she just said I was being unbelievable. I said that it seems to me that she just needs to be more comfortable around bodies because they're not inherently sexual or inappropriate. She accused me of being perverse and of forcing myself upon her. I am a lesbian, so she could think that I fancy her, for the record I do not, or be uncomfortable with sharing a bed. She didn't explicitly say any of this, but again, I am autistic, so she could have said it just indirectly, and then me getting changed in front of her could have been the last straw.